Let's see how many slides we could get through today. We're on 107. We've got 128 altogether. The next few are going to be quickish, so we'll get through quite a lot, but I don't think we'll get through right to the end. So therefore I'm suggesting it might be 2 weeks rather than 1. Last week was very interesting. We spoke about how Queen Kunti switched it again from Krishna's glance to his lotus feet, and how his lotus feet are very merciful. The lotus feet we've described in the past are like the boat that takes you from the material world to the spiritual world. We'll talk more about the feet today. But we also ended last week with an actual meditation on the feet. So we looked at Krishna's feet, some verses from Akrura, and how he's ecstatic seeing the footprints, and how the footprints are described to have different markings. So we went through the left foot initially, and we went through all the different markings of the left foot. And now we're going to go through the right foot, and then we're going to conclude on the feet and then go on to something else. So last week we spoke about this. This is the left foot here. This one here. So we did all of these different symbols up to here, the barley corn and all of these different symbols here. We're now going to go to the right foot. This is as Krishna standing like this. Yeah? So his left foot's here, his right foot's over there. So you can see quite a few different markings on the right foot. We're going to go through the different markings right now. So just online, I'm switching the slide, so it should have changed now. Has it changed for all of you? Has it changed? It looks similar?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to start off with the conch shell. Can you see the conch shell right at the top? So I've put these points already. I was supposed to make them disappear, but it's okay. So the conch shell, where do we use the conch shell normally?
Altar.
Altar? Is that what you guys said? Arti, yeah, for Arti. Where else? In war, right? So we see the war of the Mahabharata in Kurukshetra started with the conch shells being blown, right? If you remember. Who remembers, just out of interest, what the Acharyas say? So when Duryodhana was trying to rile up Bhishma and Dronacharya, and Bhishma basically smiled and he blew the conch shell. What did that blowing the conch shell mean from Bhishma Dev? Was it about? A lie. Not quite a lie. Anyone wants to guess? You could probably guess. It's a bit sort of... Huh?
Victory for Arjuna.
Yeah, why victory for Arjun and Krishna? Yeah, okay, yeah, Krishna's on Arjun's side, good. All of these are right. It's not the main answer I'm looking for, but yeah, we're building up to it. So why they're blowing the conch shell? So basically, the start of the war, okay, so that's there as well, but there's a deeper meaning behind it, or let's say a supplementary meaning behind it. So, oh, Arjun, you're here. Thank you for coming today. Yes. Hare Krishna. Yeah, so the idea is the conch shell is a symbol that Vishnu carries. So Duryodhana was trying to rile up Bhishma, because Bhishma is the most powerful person on his side. But Bhishma is a devotee of who? Krishna. He just finds himself on the wrong side through allegiance, through honor, through misplaced loyalty. So in his mind, he's thinking, doesn't matter how I fight, even if I'm the best, there's only going to be one person that wins. So he blows the conch shell and it instills Duryodhana with some confidence. But actually he's blowing to symbolize it's actually Vishnu who's going to win that war. Yeah? Does that make sense? And then what happened when Krishna, all the Pandavas blew their conch shells, it's described, that shattered the heart of Duryodhana when he heard that. Same conch shell being blown, but when it's blown by the devotees on the side of Krishna, then Duryodhana understood. Yeah? There's no victory happening here. So yeah, the conch shell can be used in many ways like this. So I've just put a few points here. So, first one is devotees are rescued from all types of distress and therefore they become fearless. Just like when the Pandavas blew on their conch shell, those on their side knew they were going to win, and those on the opposite side of the devotees and Krishna knew they were going to lose. Yeah? So for the devotees, when they see this symbol on the sole of Krishna's feet, they understand so long as I latch onto his feet, there'll always be victory. Yeah? And then the second point I've put here, his feet holds transcendental water that soothes from the blazing fire of material miseries. So just like, you know, in the arti, you have the conch shell on the plate, and you put the agyam into that conch shell, and then you put it around Krishna's face and then around his body. Those of you who do arti on the baby pujari team, you would remember that. So in the same way that conch shell contains water, Krishna's feet also contains the water that soothes the fire of material existence. Yeah? Third point here is Krishna's feet contains the entirety of the ocean of material existence. We're going to come with a verse about the, is it in this slide? I think it might be in a later slide anyway, but essentially everything emanates from Krishna and his lotus feet, so including all of Maya. So what happens is there's ultimate victory. If you want to cross over the ocean of repeated birth and death, all you need to do is grab onto Krishna's feet, okay? And then you could float on it and above it and beyond it. And the fourth point here is his feet again indicates water, just like Mother Ganga emanates from Krishna's feet. If you remember, which avatar is the one that pierced the... Vamanadev. Good, I was trying to finish the sentence, but yeah, okay, so Vamanadev, this is what she does with the kids. Vamanadev is there. Remember, Vamanadev grows so big, and then with his second footstep, he pierces the material shell layers of the ocean, of the Brahmanda, of the universe, and then the causal ocean pours in. The causal ocean has been in touch with Mahavishnu's feet. So basically that causal ocean is coming up, but also in the Puranas it said the Mother Ganga emanates from Krishna's feet, ultimately. Yeah. So in that sense, his feet is indicating the Mother Ganga, and that Ganga is coming from the feet, and therefore it calls all the devotees down as well. Okay, let's carry on. So we've got the next symbol here, which is the sky. The sky is actually these two circles, one inside the other circle. That is representing the sky. How so? Let's get into it. So firstly, his feet parade all throughout the universe. How is that the case? Remember, everything, including Krishna's energy, comes from him. And it starts from his lotus feet. So the idea is therefore everything in this universe, which is permeating everything, is actually coming from his feet. So therefore his feet permeates everything. All the elements, both gross and subtle, is his feet that's everywhere. And just like, for example, the sky, you could see, is within things and outside things. Like the cloud is within the sky, but the sky is outside the cloud. The sky is like a container, and it could, like the birds are flying in the sky. So it's within the birds, but it's also outside the birds as well. In the same way, the Lord is within everything and outside of everything. Everything is contained within the Lord, but not everything is the Lord. The Lord is outside everything. Just like you've got these two circles. One is in the other, but the smaller circle is not the outside circle. Yeah? So although Krishna's feet are everywhere, still he's unattached to anything and everything. There's only one thing Krishna is attached to. What's that? Huh? Right? Yeah, okay, the devotees basically. Alright? Yeah, in general. Otherwise, even though Krishna is there, his feet are everywhere, everything's emanating from his feet, everything is resting within his feet, actually, he's not attached to anything. Just like everything is resting in the sky, but still the sky is not attached to anything. Yeah? It's just a container. Make sense? So all of these things could be a meditation whenever we see this symbol on Krishna's which foot? Right foot. All right, let's get to the next one. Now we have the bow. So it's not a moustache. That's what I thought initially. It's a bow that's side on. All right? So what does this bow mean? It can mean a couple of things. So the first point I put here is devotees are freed perpetually from all worries and difficulties. So the bow is also a bit like the conch shell. It's reminiscent of Krishna winning all of his battles, but also his devotee winning all of the fights so long as Krishna is on their side. So the second point here, those stupefied in the material world remains like a target. So this is the opposite. Just like you have a hunter with a bow and arrows, which is the animal that's going to get shot? The one that's kind of paralyzed, the one that's really afraid, the one that doesn't move. So that's what stupefied means. Those who are in the material world that's stupefied means they're paralyzed spiritually because of the modes of material nature. They're the ones that will keep getting shot down by Maya. Yeah? And the converse is true. The devotees, however, they're in the mode of goodness and beyond. So they don't remain a target for Maya. But for the devotees, when their minds meet the target of Krishna's feet, then what happens? That love that they have, it becomes very condensed, and then that love overflows and emanates as tears showering from their eyes. So again, that link with water is there as well. Yeah? Okay, let's carry on. What's the next thing? I'm sure none of you will know what the next thing is, even if I was to allow you to guess. Peanuts? No.
No, it's a bit of something.
Oh, yo, Kushbu. How did you know that? You've been revising? Yeah, okay. At least you were honest this time.
No, I taught this to year one, but I just didn't know
Oh, year one. Okay, fine. All right, so can you see those two? They're supposed to be calf footprints because calf footprints are very small, okay? And often this idea is played with in Vedic culture. Water in a calf's hoof print means like, it's hardly anything. So what's the idea behind this? Again, going back to this ocean of samsara, ocean of repeated birth, it's an ocean seemingly with no shore. And you're drowning in it. You just can't help yourself. You can't swim anywhere. It's just pointless almost trying by yourself. But the water, that is the ocean of repeated birth and death, gets shrunk into the water that's contained in a calf's hoof print. Means you could just easily cross beyond it. How? By taking shelter of Krishna's feet. Yeah? So like Krishna says in the 7th chapter, I think it's verse 14, right? Devi Yesha Gunamai. That this energy of mind, this Maya of mind, is impossible, difficult to overcome, unless you surrender unto me. So surrendering unto me means taking shelter of Krishna's feet and never letting go. So when you take shelter of Krishna's feet, you look at his feet and you can see these calf's hoof prints and you understand he's made that ocean of samsara, which is impossible for you to cross, as small as the water in calf's footprints. Yeah? Okay, and just to that, there's a very famous verse that goes along with this in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Can someone read out the English translation? Yeah, go for it.
For those who have accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation, and is famous as Murari, the enemy of the Mura demon. The ocean of the material world is like the water contaminated in a calf's hoof print. Their goal is Param Vaikuntha, the place where there are no material miseries, not the place where there is danger at every step.
Yeah, so this is a very famous verse. Maybe we could do it together actually. Should I just, you can repeat after me line for line. Slightly different melody. Samsrit samasritaye pada palava plavam. You could try. Samsritaye pada palava plavam. Mahat padam punya yasho murare. Mahat padam punya yasho. Bhavam buddhe vatsa padam param padam.
Bhavam buddhe vatsa padam param padam.
Padam padam yad vipadam natesham.
Padam padam yad vipadam natesham.
So often devotees quote this verse, especially the last line. Padam padam means every step, yat vipadam, where there's danger. So this is the place where there's danger at every step. And it's not like Param Padam, that place which is transcendental at every step, which is Vaikuntha. Yeah? It's a very beautiful verse. Okay, so yes, Maya becomes insignificant like the water contained in a calf's hoof print. Now we've got a bigger one here. There's a lot of stuff to say about this triangle. I was thinking whether to include everything, but I thought, let's just do it properly anyway. Kusum, were you teaching this to year one? Yeah. Oh, Kushbu, sorry, Kushbu. Queen Kushbu. Were you teaching this to year one?
No, I just got them to look at the symbols, but I don't know what they think.
Okay, you kind of trailed off there. You know the symbols, but you don't know what they mean. Excellent, good teaching. All right. Yeah, they'll stay like that. All right, fine. Actually, I had to teach what were the years that came to me today? And they're year 5, right?
No reception, right?
Oh, as in they're 5 years old or 6 years old. Yeah, they're like, even though they're the same species, they're a different species, isn't it? You got to be very inventive how to speak. I mean, your daughter was there. Sorry, I should have said that. Yeah, your daughter was also there as well. But they had a good time. I'm the only person. I was saying this the other day. I'm the only person that could get kids in a temple and get them to dance to Prodigy. I'm the only one that could do that. Firestarter. They got polluted today. And once they started dancing to that, some of them couldn't stop. You know when I said, no, you can chill now. Now we're going to do kirtan. They were still jumping up and like this. Yeah, they've got done up one time. Okay, now the next symbol here is the triangle. Can you see the triangle? It's surrounded by all of these other symbols there. So the triangles mean a lot of things. So just bear that in mind. So all of these comments here are coming from the scriptures. In particular, it's coming from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his books. Let's go through them one by one. The triangle here, the 3 points represent the 3 modes of material nature, and therefore Surrendering to his feet takes you beyond the three modes of material nature. If you're within the three modes of material nature, you're subjected to the three miseries. What are the three miseries?
Death,
Yeah.
old age, disease.
So that seems like more than three there, Neil.
Yeah.
That would be four. Technically, it would be a square, no? Yeah, no, it's still four. Even if you start at a different one, there's still a fourth one, okay? What are the three? Adhyatmika? Yeah. And do you know in English what they are? Or you just like Kushbu, you just teach the word and...
Mind, body.
What are mind and body? Are you just throwing words in the middle of a sentence? Yeah, misery is inflicted upon oneself by their own mind and bodies, yeah? Okay. There would be, there could be internal, but yeah, other living entities? And Mother Nature, right? As sanctioned by the demigods. So these are the three things that the devotees are taken away from. Okay, second point. Krishna's feet are the first and last refuge for inhabitants of the three worlds. So here the triangle is representing the upper planetary systems, the middle planetary systems, and the lower planetary systems. Okay, and it's also the safest for the three types of beings. If we're looking at devas or demigods, humans, and subhumans, animals. Krishna's feet are the safest sanctuary for all three. I think similarly we'll talk about, in the same way, the three worlds as well. Okay, what else is there? Krishna is the desired object of the liberated. Okay, so another three categories. Those who are liberated, those who want to be liberated, and those who are submerged in Maya. Krishna is the most desired object, whether you know it or you don't know it, of those three categories of people. What else is there? His feet should be resorted to with all levels of attention. So at the level of the body, you should bow down. At the level of mind, you should meditate. And at the level of speech, you should glorify those feet. Yep. Okay, Krishna's lotus feet is the source, the origin of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. It also signifies three of his maidservants, Shri, Bu and Nila. So, somebody's trying to get in here. So if you think especially about Narayan in Vaikuntha, he's got many consorts that represent his internal energies. Three of the primary ones are Shri, Bu and Nila. Okay, it also represents how, in the form of Vamanadev, he stepped over the three worlds. Then, this is a nice one, Krishna doesn't go anywhere other than in Vrindavan, Mathura and Dwarka. So that's probably what the devotees who are more connected with Krishna think of. So you see, even according to your level of consciousness, the connotation is also more deeply rasic and less deeply rasic. Also for a devotee that's very rasic, connected, let's say like the gopis, when they move to separation, they start thinking of Krishna in the form of an avatar. When they're with Krishna in union, they start thinking about the more rasic interpretations. Yeah? Okay, so Krishna steps over the three worlds. We said that. So then Krishna sees demigods, humans and demons equally, and he bestows the same mercy upon all of them. So that's also a nice thing to meditate on. Krishna is equal to all. And the last thing here, this is very beautiful. Krishna's feet are so beautiful they've attracted the fixed gaze of the third eye, that should be eye singular, of Shiva. Yeah, so you know how Shiva's got three eyes? Two normal eyes and then the one in the middle, which is representing the third eye. That eye is beyond all material duality. That eye has even become attracted to Krishna's lotus feet. Yeah? So very beautiful, isn't it? There's probably many hidden meanings as well that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur hasn't given us. But anyway, that's for another day. Let's carry on. Okay, now we are going to go. So around the triangle, you could see these pots, water pots. So again, this idea of water. What's contained in these pots? Nectar, ambrosia. So in the same way, Krishna's feet give us the ambrosia of eternal life. Those heavenly water pots, it doesn't matter how much you pour out, they're always full. A little bit like, you know that plate that Draupadi got, the Akshay Patra? And she got that blessing. So long as she didn't eat, you could just cook and feed millions of people. It just comes to no end. This is one level higher than that. Doesn't matter how much mercy it gives out, still, it will never be empty or even partially empty. It's always full. Krishna's feet is always merciful. It doesn't matter how many people are clinging onto his feet, there's space for more. Those of you who came for the first time, I give this example. One of the points of difference between the material world and the spiritual world, if you imagine, let's say you like cake, okay? In the material world, let's say everyone likes cake, everyone's fighting for the same slice of cake or the same piece of cake, but there's not enough for everyone, and therefore they're fighting and biting and clawing everyone and anyone to get their piece of the cake. But in the spiritual world, Krishna's feet is like the piece of cake, everyone is after it, but there's more than enough for everyone. That's the difference. Everyone is looking for the same thing, but not everyone is looking for it in the right place. Therefore, we have all of these lower emotions happening. Yeah? Okay, and the third point here, his feet pours out nectar, like the nectar that's coming out of the pots. So why does it need to pour out nectar on us? So let's say transcendentally, even in Vrindavan, the gopis feel the fire of separation from Krishna. So by meditating on his feet, looking at the footprints, rubbing their bodies against the footprints on the dust, they're trying to extinguish that fire of separation within themselves. And away from the gopis and for us, believe it or not, we are experiencing separation as well, and suffering more so because of the three miseries. So by meditating on Krishna's feet, hearing about Krishna's feet, serving Krishna's feet, that is pouring out the fire of material existence in our minds and our hearts as well. Again, it's referring to Krishna's feet as the source of Mother Ganga. Mother Ganga is also like an elixir, ambrosia, nectarian. As you bathe there, you purge yourself of many, many sins. Of course, if you keep sinning, then that doesn't wash out future sins. But the idea is Mother Ganga has come here to purify the three planetary systems as well. Yep. And on to the penultimate point here. Oh, sorry, the final point, in fact. Krishna's feet brings ripples of happiness. This is quite nice. So happiness emanating from divine consciousness. Just like, you have waves, and the waves are very pleasant. If you just go to a place where the water is still, that's nice. But when you have the waves and the riplets and it's quite soothing and you have the sound of it, it's like that. So it's Krishna's feet. When one meditates on Krishna's feet, the consciousness isn't just steady. It's rippling. It's also turbulent. But all of these things are very beautiful to see and also to bathe in as well. Yeah? Okie dokie. Now we're going to go from the picture to what's underneath there. What is underneath there?
Half a moon.
Yeah. So this is actually a moon, in case you thought it was something else, like a taco or whatever you thought it might be, okay? Okay, so Krishna's feet is like the moon. In what way? So let's kind of get through a few of these beautiful points here. His feet accomplish the desired objective of his devotees. Just like, for example, if you're lost, you see the moon, you could kind of know which way you're going. It gives you a sense of direction. Okay, so in the same way, when the devotees feel the separation from Krishna, when they go and see his feet, they feel like, yes, my main objective in life has been accomplished now. And if you remember Shiva, his hair is decorated with a symbol, a crescent, right? Which is like the moon as well. So they're kind of like romantically or poetically saying, even Shiva's decorated his head with the soles of Krishna's feet. So with the third eye, he's taken darshan of Krishna's feet, but he's also decorated his head with the symbol that's on Krishna's feet as well. Devotees decorating their feet, or sorry, not their feet, devotees who decorate their heads also with Krishna's feet, it means just like Shiva's decorated his hair with a crescent, devotees could be as exalted as Shiva if they also do the same. Another meaning is, just like on a night which is very hot and the moon comes out, the moon is actually quite cooling. I don't know if anyone of you have experienced that before. You stand in the moonshine, it feels a bit like, it's not just illuminating, but it's actually cooling. So in the same way we spoke about water coming out of the pitcher, just the effulgence coming from Krishna's feet is very cooling, very nectarian. Okay, his feet are also attractive like the moon as well. So on a night sky, if you're feeling lost, you see the moon, you feel somewhat pacified. Or in such pitch black darkness, just one moon is enough for you to think, wow, that's amazing. You gaze at the moon, some people get the telescopes out and look at the moon. So it's very, very beautiful in the night sky. Similarly in Kali Yuga, in any Yuga, in the material world, Krishna's feet is like that one moon despite all the darkness. Yeah? Okay, the next point. Okay, this is quite an interesting one. I'll have to explain this a little bit. So, just like the moon is in one place and it's one moon, but it could be seen by many people and it destroys their darkness. One moon seen by many people in different places and it destroys all of their darkness. Similarly, Krishna's feet is one, but because he's clever, he could deliver many people at exactly the same time. Yeah? Like another way, we're talking about Krishna's feet here. All of us are at different levels. All of us are coming from different points in our specific lifetime. But we've kind of all experienced it in one life or another. It's purifying every single one of us in a different way, in the way that's required right now for us. Yeah? So Krishna's feet is like that. It's destroying the darkness in different ways, even though it's just one foot. All of us are looking at the same one pair of feet, but it's destroying the darkness for everyone in different ways. Yeah? Okay, this is nice. So often Krishna's toenails are glorified in spiritual literature. Each toenail can be described as a moon. So therefore, because they're effulgent, the light's coming off the toenails, and in that way it illuminates our life. So because his toenails can appear like 10 full moons, the actual moon, seeing the beauty of Krishna's feet, has shriveled up to a crescent shape. Thinking, well, there's already one great moon here, there's no need for me to be here. So it starts shriveling up a little bit. So it's a comparison. Okay, here's another thing as well. Half-hearted attempts at devotion can never achieve his feats. So, I didn't even write down, some of these points I thought, wow, they're wicked. And I got the meaning, and then I didn't write it down. And now, many months later, I'm thinking, what was the point here? Anyway, we could work that one out later. It might be because it's like not a full moon. Half-hearted attempts for the devotee will mean that you can't fully get Krishna's feet as well. Okay, and the last thing is the opposite of that. Just like you have different phases of the moon. The benefit for someone who day by day takes the Krishna consciousness and glorifies his feet, that benefit keeps increasing, just like the moon will slowly keep increasing till it becomes a full moon. It's just a matter of time. Yeah? Okay, nice, right? Interesting meditations. All right, let's carry on. So now we're going to go from the moon to the last thing, which is a fish. What's the name of the avatar? Vishnu comes, fish form? Matsya, right? Matsya avatar. Okay, so here's a few different meanings to do with the fish. So just like a fish can't live without water, without being in the water. In the same way, someone who's surrendered to Krishna exclusively, and that's the key thing, has to be exclusively surrendered to Krishna, no one else, they feel they can't live without Krishna's feet in their life. Right? Even some of our devotees here, if a day goes by when they don't get to serve Krishna's feet, it just doesn't feel right. Their life feels incomplete. What to speak of someone who's on that level. Okay, fish are very fickle. They're going this way and that way, waving this way and that way. If you get them out onto the banks, they're kind of like flapping this way and that way. In the same way, it represents our mind. Our mind is very fickle, and only after we do much meditation does Krishna's feet come into our heart. So it reminds us, actually, I don't need to be like that type of fish. Rather, I need to be the fish that dives very deep in, to the ocean of Krishna Bhakti. Okay, another thing which is very beautiful, our hearts are very hard from so many things over many lifetimes. People not treating us well, broken relationships, distrust, trying so hard and life seems to be unfair. We don't really want to let people in, or we only let certain people in. But for Krishna and the devotees, it's very hard-hearted. It's like reinforced with, what's a hard material? Rock. Okay, rock, yeah, that's metal. Good. Metal. You can reinforce things with rock, yeah. Huh? Diamond, yeah. I'm trying to think of this one rap song I used to listen to back in the day.
Titanium.
No, wait for the rap song first. What's that guy that did Pimp My Ride? Yeah, you've watched it, come on. No, not DMX. Yeah, you haven't watched that show, right? Okay, you guys are, right, it's fine. It's okay. Just listen to classical music, it's fine. Huh? You don't need to wait. I think MTV's closed now. Don't worry about it, it's fine.
It's Q something, isn't it?
Huh?
It's Q something, I believe.
Q?
That's why I was like DMX, but it's not.
It's fine, look, you're not as street as you thought you were. It's okay, no, it's just not an issue. Shanice thought she was all that, she's not.
I'm older than you, so.
Okay, whatever.
Did Manisha just get it? Did you see it?
Oh, who was it?
Yeah. Obi got it.
What is it?
Oh.
What is it?
Huh?
Yes, exhibit.
Exhibit, see? That's it, like she knew. First time she heard the guy's name.
Can you tell we don't listen to this?
He had one lyric. I've forgotten the lyric, but something like, you can't be shot through like Teflon territory or something like that. Anyway, for some reason, that Teflon came into my mind. But anyway, rock is good. Rock is good. Yeah, so it's reinforced. It's just hard-hearted, especially to spiritual life. So what this is signifying here for the fish, that if the heart is becoming soft by love and devotion and we experience those loving emotions, then Krishna like a fish can reside there. Otherwise, Krishna can't reside in the heart of someone whose heart and mind is completely, let's say, fortified against spiritual emotion, spiritual relationships. Yeah? This fish represents how Krishna has conquered Cupid. I think apparently Cupid has a flag of surrender, and on that surrender is Matsya avatar. I think that's what the connection is. And then the last point here is symbolizing how he himself came in the form of Matsya avatar to save his devotees when there was the universal flood of devastation. So in the previous symbols we spoke about how we're drowning in samsara. Well, actually there was a time when there was a universal flood of devastation, and Satyavrata Muni, he was there, and basically our equivalent of Noah's Ark, but actually it's our actual original story and they've copied it. That's basically where it came from, okay? And Matsya came to save the day. So in the same way Matsya comes to save us from devastation. Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, they got it from a different source, but that's the origin of the story. Okay, how do you guys feel? Now you know, at least those of you that were here last week, you know about both the feet, but if you came just today, you know about his right foot. Interesting, right? I was saying it's different to looking at a human being's foot for 20 minutes. Isn't it? I challenge you, unless it's going to make you a bit weird, some foot fetish. But just look at your own feet in the mirror and think, I could analyze every line and give it a poetic meaning, but it's not the same as Krishna's feet, let's face it. So we should have a picture of Krishna's feet up there on the wall or somewhere. Some devotees do actually have portrait-sized pictures of Krishna's feet. And every so often they look at the one symbol or two symbols every so often and they meditate on the meaning. Yes?
Are they different colours or is it black and white?
I think it's the same colour. His soles of his feet are reddish. Like here it's obviously trying to be cool, so it's got a bluish colour. But yeah, that's it's just trying to be cool with the background and stuff. But like pinkish reddish colour. Okay, so are we okay to move? Oh, okay, yep, Radhika.
Is there a reason why the symbols are like at certain places on the feet?
That I've not come across a reason for. Maybe, okay, look it up as your homework, if you're bothered, obviously. But I don't think there's anything explained about that. Huh? What week was that on? Yeah, no, it won't be happening again. No, it wasn't rushed at all. I remember I spoke about it for 2 minutes. It wasn't rushed. Yeah. So, were you here last week? Okay, fine. It's finished then. All right. So, let's crack on now, because we haven't got time. All right. We're going to go from 39 to verse, obviously, 40. Obviously, right? So, we've spoken about the feet, and Queen Kunti is taking shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. So, she's feeling grateful again. And she's feeling grateful that actually, by meditating on her feet, I've actually achieved Krishna's glance already. So, she becomes very appreciative of receiving Krishna's glance already. So, that's going to be reflected in this verse here. Can someone read out the translation? Yes, Vinay, thank you very much.
All these cities and villages are flourishing in all respects because the herbs and grains are in abundance. The trees are full of fruits, the rivers are flowing, the hills are full of minerals, and the oceans full of wealth. And this is all due to your glancing over.
So Queen Kunti is looking over her land, her kingdom, and she mentioned Krishna's glance already in 38, but now she's speaking about the effects of receiving Krishna's glance. Even Mother Earth, Bhumi Devi, when she receives Krishna's glance, this is basically what nature looks like. Every time in the Bhagavatam, in the Ramayana, where we've heard a dutiful king that's representing God, or when God himself comes, their land is like, there's just no poverty, there's no famish, there's no starvation. Why? Because Mother Nature is just producing. Even the renunciates, they can be renounced in the forest because Mother Nature is just bountiful. Yeah? Now if you go to Sherwood Forest or Nottingham Forest, You might be meeting a few hooligans there, but you ain't going to be finding any apples or Manisha's favourite rose apples. You won't be finding anything there in Sherwood Forest, right? It's not happening. The soil is just like, it's dry. It's not happening. So Krishna's glance brings people back to life. They feel happy. It brings nature and environments back to life. They become balanced and they become at their best. Basically, everything is reset to how it was originally intended, how Krishna originally designed things. So Queen Kunti is saying all prosperity that's available to us is actually because of your glance only. It has nothing to do with us. And therefore, what does that mean? Queen Kunti is indicating what? Now, everything is at its best because you're glancing. But what's going to happen if you go?
It's going to all go back to
It'll go back to the way it was because you won't be glancing at anything anymore. And not only nature, you won't be glancing at us, so how will we feel? We'll also shrivel up. We'll also dry up. Yeah? So I put a few points here. Krishna's glance is bringing life. Okay, I've mentioned that. Also, Krishna's glance, we know in the scriptures, Krishna's glance creates. So Krishna in the form of Mahavishnu, when he glances at Pradhan, that initiates creation. Yeah? Vishnu is required to maintain things. So whenever there's problems in this world, they ask Vishnu to come. Vishnu comes, he glances, and that results in maintenance. He sets maintenance in action. And then when he obviously wants things to go back in or just to be destroyed, Krishna's glance can also destroy. So it could do all three of these things. All three of these things. And therefore, did I write this? No. Okay, sorry, let me give you some nice examples of that. Hopefully I wrote this down. Yeah, I did actually. Okay, so for example, in Krishna Leela, actually, who's reading Krishna book here? Yeah, 3 of you. 4 of you? How many of you? 5 of you? Okay, it's going up like steadily. How many of you are going to Vrindavan with us? Yeah, Kushbi, are you sure? You paid? Yeah, okay. All right, so whether you're coming or not, you guys need to get into Krishna book, okay? Otherwise, how are you going to know about Krishna? I was going to ask a question, maybe I'll ask, there's 5 of you that's reading. Can you remember any past times where the devotees of Krishna fall down, maybe died or unconscious, and Krishna glances at them and they come back to life?
Yeah, when he dances on Kalia's snake and then he finishes that fast and then he wakes him up with his hand.
Yeah, I think actually before the pastime finishes, they drink the water and they become unconscious and Krishna comes and he glances at them. Another demon where that happens? Who? Who said that?
Is it the Brahma brings them when he wakes them up?
I'm sorry, I missed what you said. Say it.
When Brahma brings them back from...
Oh, the mystical slumber, but they were awake basically. One demon that's a bit like a snake. Aghasura. So they walk into Aghasura's mouth and all of these toxic fumes are there and they just collapse. And then what does do? Krishna comes in, he looks at them, they come back alive again. Right? So Krishna's glance brings us back to life. And here I've got a few points. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's maintaining through his glance in the form of the sun and the moon. So it's described the sun and the moon is his left and right eye in terms of the universal form. And there's a whole thing in the chapter 15 of how Krishna is maintaining us in so many ways, including physically. So even those who deny him, don't want to be with him, because of him, we're being maintained as well. So in the same way, we should be seeking Krishna's glance. We should go in front of the deities and ask for Krishna to look at us because he creates our spiritual life, he maintains our spiritual life, and he annihilates all of our anarthas. If he could do that, then why can't he do that in the deity form? Yeah, of course, certainly he could do these things, yeah? So we should also be seeking Krishna's glance. But do you remember last week I said, not in the mood of me taking darshan of Krishna. I'm going there so Krishna could take darshan of me. Okay? I'm not going in the mood of I'm the seer. I'm going in the mood of Krishna is the seer and I'm to be seen. I'm the object of his vision. Yeah? That's the correct way. Okay. So, for example, if you go into the doctor with the mood of, I'm going to go see the doctor and the doctor's going to listen to me. Right? I mean, there's some degree of that as well. But the main overriding mood is, no, I'm going to see the doctor so the doctor can see me. Yeah? Make sense? So we have to allow the deities to see us. Okay, how are we doing for time, by the way? 8:26, good. All right, let's just do a couple more slides at least. So now we're going to go from 40 to 41. And we're going to go to a slightly different theme. Kunti is taking shelter at Krishna's feet. That's being clear. She feels grateful that she's received Krishna's glance already. Right? That was in the last verse and the other verses. Now she's going to ask something from Krishna because Krishna's glancing at her relatives. So now she's going to ask Krishna to reinforce that connection and make sure anything that gets in the way of that connection potentially, Krishna removes. Because your glance can destroy anything that potentially will take me away from your glance. Okay? If you're going to leave me and then I won't get your glance physically, at least let there be nothing that will get in the way of you taking darshan of me at any moment. Yeah? Okay, so this is basically going to be the essence of Queen Kunti's prayers, because Krishna said, you can imagine Krishna said, you've said many things to me, what's the sum and substance of it? Now is going to come the summary of it. Okay? From the next verse onwards. Alright, so, why did I put this out? Okay, can someone just read what's in the yellow? Only.
O Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, O personality of the form of the universe, please, therefore, serve my tire of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis.
So what's she asking for here? What's she asking for?
Serve my tire. Attachment.
Yeah, from?
Kind of
Her sons, her family members. Ooh. So this is a very interesting topic because the Pandavas are her sons, Arjun is her son, Arjun's an amazing devotee. Here she's asking to have all sort of connections cut off. But somebody might ask, but they're devotees. I thought we were supposed to have Vaishnav Sangha, right? So this seems a little bit weird. So we're going to go through this, hopefully by the end of today, and it will be very clear what's going on. I'm just going to get you to do something as well. For those of you who've got the book, or all of you will have your phones, can you go to this verse? And I want you to tell me what the first word is in Sanskrit. What's the first word and what does it mean? Atha, yeah? Atha? Is that right, Shivani? Yeah. Okay, oh, you're checking on his phone? Okay, good, that's smart, all right? And Shivani, what does it mean? Therefore. Wow, okay, it does. She got it right, everyone's surprised, yeah? She got it right, okay. Atha, which means therefore. So basically, this is meaning, therefore, this verse and the next verse, 41 and 42, is going to be the summary. Okay, does that make sense? 41 and 42, she's going to be summarizing the main points. And she starts off with this prayer. This prayer is a prayer for absolute purity. Absolute purity. The last few traces. Queen Kunti is very pure. She's been speaking about Janma, Aishwarya, Shuta, Shribe. If you remember, high birth, opulence. What were the other two? Beauty and? Huh? Fame? Okay, let's not make things up, all right? Janma is birth. Aishwarya is wealth. Shuta, you didn't catch? What's Shuta? Huh? Knowledge, yeah, like education. So someone who's very knowledgeable, okay? All right, so now she's speaking about this, which is like a very subtle thing, okay? We might think, well, how Queen Kunti seems to be very renounced. She's gone through things, but Queen Kunti has also been with the Pandavas, thinking of the Pandavas throughout all of these things. All right, so, and she knows that Krishna is God as well. How does she know Krishna is God? That's also within this verse. So how does she describe Krishna in this verse in Sanskrit? There's 3 words beginning with V. What are the 3 words? No, in Sanskrit, not in English. Okay, wait, say it quickly. Go on. Okay, what does that mean? You don't have the translation. What type of book you got? Huh? Vishvesha. Okay, and what's the next one?
No, the Vishvesha is personality of the form of the universe.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, wait. What's the word in with V? Vishva Atma, yeah, what does that mean? Soul. Yeah, so Vishva is world, and Atma is the soul of. And last one? Vishva? Mutta. You're the one that's telling me, what is it?
Murta.
Okay, spell it.
Murte.
Okay, fine, yeah. And what does that mean?
Personality of the
Okay, so that's the form, mutta, right? Or muti. So basically we know in this prayer that Queen Kunti is definitely understanding this Krishna is not my nephew, or he is that as well, but he's actually the Lord. She knows that definitely. You know, one of you asked me many months ago, I can't remember who it was now, but does Queen Kunti actually know? So here's proof. She definitely knows, okay? So she knows all of these things. So we're going to look into the logic behind Queen Kunti's question, or her request anyway. Okay, let's get into this. I've put this question here as well. Why does she ask to have family attachment cut when she could ask for anything? What do you guys think?
Is she attached to the material aspects of family attachment? Mother, son, she wants to be removed from that rather than the spiritual detachment.
Okay, nice, easy, Babik. Do you want to elaborate a little bit more? So what does material side of or component of that mean exactly?
We all have every son's, daughter's, father, and so on. We have that material bond, but our souls could have been in many, many different ways, in different lives as well. And we're just kind of put together for this kind of brief moment in time. So in a way, that's she's bonded to that affection materially, and she wants to be towards Krishna 100%.
Okay, nice. So the idea is in our life, we could be attached to the people around us, but we're attached to them not for the fact that they're spirit souls, but they're related to us materially. So there's no unconditional love for them. Yeah? So she's a bit, she's kind of conscious of that. Another thing as well is she's thinking that actually you're going away, and where you're going to go to? Where's Krishna going to go to? Dwarka. And who's awaiting Krishna in Dwarka? What's the name of the clan? Yadavas and Vrishnis. Okay? So she's thinking, is it because of my material attachments that I'm taking you away from your family? That's interesting, right? Often as devotees, we request things from Krishna, but we don't think, will this impact Krishna's relationship with the other devotees? We tend to think of my relationship with Krishna first and foremost. So can you see Queen Kunti is now thinking about that actually is my request getting in the way of Krishna and his devotees? Yeah? So she's a very thoughtful devotee therefore. Okay, can someone read out this part of the Bhagavatam I put here from the 3rd canto? Pradeep, do you want to read it?
O my Lord, the people of the world are embarrassed by all material anxieties. They are always afraid. They always try to protect wealth, body, and friends. They are filled with lamentation and unlawful desires and paraphernalia, and they avariciously base their undertakings on the perishable conceptions of mine and mine. As long as they do not take shelter of your safe lotus feet, they are full of such anxieties.
Yes, this idea of my and mind. Okay? Also, if you remember much earlier on in this series, Queen Kunti was talking about being in a humble position, being a woman, having so many attachments to family life, to her sons. This is kind of referring back to that as well, okay? That she loves so many people, but now is my love for these people getting in the way of my love for you? So she's questioning. So she's asking, if it is, I'm ready for you to take this away as well. All right? So we need to go into this from a slightly different point of view. We need to look at the logic behind how Queen Kunti has come to this as one of her final prayers. There's a lot of substance behind it, and we're going to talk about what it means for us as well. So I've got this diagram here. Let's just go through it one at a time so we could get through the logic. So firstly, it begins with prayers with this question. Actually, sorry, what am I saying here? Okay, sorry. So just go back to this bit here. Right. So just going back to this bit here about how Queen Kunti is thinking she's a simple woman, she's not a scholar, she's been looking after her family, she's been widowed, and then now she's just really just relying on her sons, and that's basically been the sum and substance of her life. So you've come here, Krishna, to bestow bhakti to those who are pure in heart. Do you remember some of the words for those who are pure in heart? Who can remember? Any of the descriptions of those people that Krishna gives some level of refuge to? That was 3. Not that. Who remembers? Oh gosh, it seems like a lifetime ago. It was one verse in particular. Paramahamsas, yes, Krishna. How did you remember that? It was just a guess. Damn, that was a really good guess. You should just stick with guessing. Don't try and think things, just guess it from now on. Yeah. Paramahamsas is one? Huh?
Great philosopher.
Yes, a Muni, good. Yeah, you're on the right page. You might as well help them out. Yeah. What else have you got on that page? Amalatmas, right? Those who are pure-hearted. Yes, exactly. So do you remember she was saying these are the people you generally show yourselves to, and then a person like me, I've got no chance. So she's putting herself humbly in the position of a sadhaka. I've got so many attachments in life. So therefore we're starting off with this box here. So many attachments, okay? So because I've got attachments, what do? You can kind of look at your notes now. What's the next verse? And one of the next verses, therefore, Krishnaya Vasudevaya. I need to start by chanting the holy names. Yeah? So the next box here is you start chanting the names of Krishna. And then those names which contain the seed of love, they allow you to start wanting to aspire to serve Krishna's form, including his lotus feet. Yeah? So you get some realization, you think, okay, I'm chanting, but why am I chanting? Srila Prabhupada teaches us, please accept me, please engage me in your service. Right? Not that you should be in my service, I want to be in your service. Then what happens is as you get purified, you get this sort of realizations, and it makes you remember that actually I'm not the owner, I'm not the controller, I'm not the proprietor. So you start slowly casting off this sense of me and my, that actually it all belongs to Krishna. It was never mine. That was the illusion. I've been thinking it's mine, life after life after life. Now I need to look at it from the ego's perspective. It was just given to me, loaned to me. It was never me. It was never mine. Yeah? And then what happens as we go deeper and deeper, we keep chanting, we keep serving, we get deeper realization. What does that deeper realization lend itself to? We start going deeper into understanding Krishna's mercy, Krishna's hand behind all the dots in our life. It was Krishna only, it's never been anyone else. Krishna's the one that's put me in pole position to win this race in this lifetime. He's made us all in pole position because we're all on different racetracks. But it's Krishna only, right? That's put us there. And then what happens as we go deeper into the understanding, we try and develop some knowledge and love for Krishna. So we start listening to his leelas with more intensity. We start reflecting, we start discussing. We're trying to see how his unlimited love is manifesting, not just in his leelas, but even currently in the world, which we live in right now. And then in that, just like with Queen Kunti, she starts reflecting how Krishna's come in different yugas, in different ages, in different forms, purely out of love, purely to reciprocate with the devotees, to save those who are on the righteous path. Krishna's coming again and again, and we heard about the Damodar pastime as part of that. And then Krishna's sole purpose ultimately is that we get to come to hear these leelas so we could break out of samsara. So can you see? Queen Kunti is thinking, therefore, unless I get past this attachment phase, and this could be a cycle with different attachments, like we could get through one attachment, then we got another attachment, and we have to go through each one like this, yeah? So she's obviously very amazing, she's getting darshan, but she's thinking, I'm so close yet so far. I was even requesting you to stay here, but I wasn't even thinking about your leela with your devotees over in Dwarka. Why is that? Because I'm worried about me and my sons. Amazing, right? This is the beautiful nature of bhakti. But it's all transcendental as well. So let's just quickly go into this in the next slide here. What's happening in this picture here? I remember I used to watch these or see these pictures which I say are a bit more fresh compared to our ones, okay?
Isn't he guiding Arjuna?
He's guiding Arjuna, yep. In particular, what's he pointed at here?
The army.
Yeah. Huh? Okay, yeah. Specifically, he's pointing to two individuals. Yes, in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, you guys have got to revise this, right? He points to, or he basically situates the chariot right in front of those two. Bhishma and who? Dronacharya. And why those two? Yes, so this is symbolizing two obstacles that's stopping Krishna from serving, or stopping Arjuna from serving Krishna. What are the two obstacles? Attachments to family, friends, and material learning. This is what we have affection for. Even if we're able to conquer so many things, someone as great as Arjuna, who is a devotee, he succumbed to these two material things. Like Bhavik was talking about, right? The material component of relationships. Yeah? Does it make sense? So these are the two things that had to be ousted amongst other misunderstandings for Arjun to serve Krishna. You want to, connect it?
Yes, please.
I thought you were giving that to me as a present, huh?
Just hang it.
Okay. Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Like that?
Yeah, that.
Okay, cool. All right. So, there's a saying that a person who's a material person in this world, there are some of their family and friendship ties. Of all different types of material attachments we have to things and people, for family and friends, it's like the strongest one, actually. Even if you think of it from a noble point of view, from a nobility point of view, of all the things you could sacrifice for, a person who sacrifices for his family and friends is considered the greatest. Isn't it? You could get medals, certificates, newspaper articles written about you if you sacrifice, right? Sacrifice for fellow man or your family, or you're on the battlefield sacrificing for your country, putting yourself out there for the good of everyone else. Society's praising that as a quality, and it's a good quality materially for sure. But it can also become a manifestation of our false ego. False ego meaning a misunderstanding of our identity. And it could rivet you to that misunderstanding as well. And the more you do of that charitable activity, the more you start thinking, yes, I'm a human being and these are my people and this is my family. And that becomes your ontological understanding. You forget actually, what are you? A spirit soul that's completely lost. Does that make sense?
Drowning in the ocean of the material world.
Yeah, I mean, that's there. But before we get too far into that, that's the misunderstanding. Yeah, does that make sense? So, Queen Kunti is thinking, this material understanding, that I'm a mother to these people and these people are son to me and we're the Pandavas, is this potentially getting in the way of my connection with the greatest thing? All right? So is it a question of one and the other? It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like, okay, I've got to reject one and take the other one here, okay? So the idea is, have I written it here? No, I haven't written it here. Okay, basically it comes down to this. We're all spiritual seekers here, to one degree or another. We're all spiritual seekers. We've got this main problem. Everyone's got this problem to one degree or another. We've got to choose between attachment for God or attachment for family and friends. For most of us, it will come down to this, and we'll compromise because of one attachment over the other, okay? What we need to understand though, when we come to Krishna consciousness, we've done the courses, we read the books, then we understand it's not one or the other. But the love we have for family and friends is just symbolic of the love we actually have for Krishna. Okay? It's a reflection, a perverted reflection of the love we have for Krishna. If it's a true love, okay, that love will never enslave us, keep us prisoned away from Krishna's love. That's when we can start understanding the difference between the two. We know what the highest goal is, love for Krishna, but we can simultaneously have lower goals as well. So like love for my mother, love for my father, love for my children, love for my work colleagues, all of these sort of things. We understand, okay, in terms of hierarchy, love for family and friends, I've been chasing that life after life. Love for Krishna is the highest thing, okay? But if I put the lowest goal on the same level of the highest goal, that's where the problem is. That's where the problem is. I want to love my mother or my children or my partner as much as I want to love Krishna. Is that even possible? Where did your love for your mother come from? Krishna. It's actually impossible to do that. So we're not denying what love you feel. That's fine. Love for God also includes love for everything else. But when you start loving things independently from your love for Krishna, and when your love for things stop you from actually loving Krishna, that's where the problem is. Yeah? Does that make sense to everyone? Just like things rest in the sky. My love for everyone here rests in the love that Krishna has for me and I have for Krishna. Yeah? That's how we make advancement in spiritual life. That's how our love for the things and people of this world reminds us of our love for Krishna and Krishna's love for us. So it's not disconnected anymore. Right now, our love is disconnected. Our love for other people and things is disconnecting us from our love from Krishna. That's what the issue is. It's not reminding us. It's not allowing us to meditate on Krishna's love. So I've put therefore in this point here, if so-called love of this material world makes us compete with love for Krishna, this is not love, this is material attachment, and this is what Queen Kunti is realizing. So what happens on the spiritual path, you get deeper and deeper realizations. We're making fun of this word realizations on Tuesday. But one of the things is that Krishna is showing you, these are the fine things that you're allowing to get in the way between me and you. Before you didn't notice it, but as you go further and further in the path, you start thinking, actually, the way I'm perceiving this and manipulating this and interacting with this is separating me and Krishna. The way I'm understanding this is separating me and Krishna. Yeah? So even here we can see in the Mahabharata, in the Vedic scriptures, there's a clear hierarchy of different goals. So let's have a read of what's here in purple. Shane, do you want to read what's in purple?
One person is to be renounced for the sake of the family. Family is to be renounced for the sake of the village. Village is to be renounced for the sake of the whole country. But for God's sake, we must be ready to renounce the entire world.
That's the hierarchy. Not that you have to do it this way, but that's the hierarchy. This is the hierarchy that will make you happy. Any other hierarchy will make you submerged in samsara, life after life. Yeah? Make sense? Alright, so next week when we come back, okay, let's just, what time is it? No, 8:48. Should we do this slide? No, let's leave it, because this will be a summary for next week when we come. We're on verse or slide 121 of 128. Will we finish this next week? Is that yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. You just don't know when devotees speak. It's like, what does that mean? All right. So hopefully that's been instructive. So maybe let's not draw the line on this right now. Just keep the cogwheels like turning. Have a think, is the way I'm viewing love or interacting with love in this world right now stopping me from loving Krishna? And then next week we'll start off with a few reflections on that. So please make a note on this and think about this so I don't come to a classroom of zombies next week, okay? How is my love in this material world stopping or impeding or just stifling my potential love for Krishna? I want everyone to think about that as a question. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you.